Hello team, and welcome to a video Sunday message this week as we prepare for what will certainly be a great spring 2015 meeting. Unbridled spirit for service is just a fabulous tagline for what we have ahead. But today it is spring and it is a new dawn and start of baseball season, and as we prepare for our spring meeting, I'm just going to chat with you a little bit about baseball. And in preparation for what we're going to do after the spring meeting, which is going to be to go out with our campuses and the information and do our very, very best to put together some really good action plans and pillar goals to continue to improve. And so as we think about baseball, and of course we're big Atlanta Braves fans, and they've started off well at 5-0. We think more about hitting, and the hitting coach is my analogy that I'm going to use today. And you know, every baseball roster has 25 players, of which 9 to 11 are going to be pitchers who generally the hitting coach doesn't spend a whole lot of time with. In fact, some of those pitchers will never ever get a chance to hit, and so a lot of the time and energy of a hitting coach is not spent there. So narrow it down to maybe 15 players. Now, as you might suspect, the hitting coach would look at the 15 players, and the best and only way possible to gauge success is to look at statistics, to look at who's hitting, how are they hitting, and how are they trending. And that's my message for today, is really, if you think about our role as leaders, as we work with the people we lead, the campuses we lead, we need to be sure we're spending our time working with campuses that are the most in need, and then even the in campuses working on things that are relevant to future success. And so the hitting coach would look across the roster and say, well, certainly I've got 15 people that I'm responsible for here. They are doing varying ranges of success, and that's no different for us. And the A-plus hitters, the ones that are hitting at their averages, are trending in the right way and doing all the right things, he's going to pay attention to them, certainly. And he's going to add some pointers and just more staying in touch and you know, making sure things are headed in the right way. They've got all the resources they need. Everything is good, and it's going to continue on that way. That's kind of a monitoring and support mode. And if you think about our very best A-plus campuses, we've got that there. Then you're going to have the next group, and if we want to split it into thirds or in the quartiles, but let's take a look at that middle group. Those people, those hitters in the middle group are moving in a direction. And that is an important thing for the hitting coach to understand. He may have been working with all those middle groups, and the ones that are getting better, he's probably going to just make sure that they keep doing those things that are getting them to be better. And, you know, not tweaking with the swing a little bit, but more making sure the execution goes off and the focus and the concentration is right. He also may look at somebody in the middle group and say, oh good, they're just started a slump and they're slumping, and I need to start thinking about it. I'm not going to overreact yet, but as the metrics continue, and if they're downward, I'm going to step in and react. And this is a lot like some of our campuses that we look at from time to time. You see it in either census trends, you might see it in a turnover trend is the one that I think concerns me the most. Lots of companies track 12-month annualized turnover. Doesn't mean a thing to me. 3 and 6 months and our relative stature in those are the ones that's really important, because those are the short-term and medium-term trends. So I really pay attention to that report when it comes out. Who's down in the bottom of the 3%? How does that relate to their 6-month? Is the 6-month also worsening? There's a real negative trend there. Don't want to wait for a whole year for the trend to, that kind of metric moves very, very slowly. So the hitting coach is going to watch that and pay close attention. And then depending upon where the hitter is headed, trending, they'll react. And if it's negative, they're going to be a little bit stronger on the reaction. Then we're going to go down to our very, very bottom group of hitters. And in this case, really, it's not even our lowest quartile at Trilogy. We're very, very fortunate to have our metrics and our performance at the top, 85% to be pretty closely grouped. It's usually the bottom 15 to 20% that those metrics are a fair bit of ways away from the other middle and upper quartiles. And that's a good thing. That allows us, A, to say what we're doing is working for a large number of people. B, it allows us to focus our time and energy where it's going to impact and have the most effect positively is working with the bottom groups. Now, within the bottom groups, they're not the same 15 or 20% in every metric, every quartile, but in some cases they are. Low employee service scores are reflective of high turnover, poor leadership from time to time. Those kind of things make a difference. So as we plan out for our post-spring meeting time period, I want to be sure each and every one of you are on top of your campus metrics and understand as they are putting together their plans that you likewise are putting together plans to be a hitting coach. Focus your time and energy on that bottom group, developing what they need to do, monitoring the directional impact of your middle groups, and then staying very close as needed to your large group at the top, or the A+ players, if you will, and making sure that they're doing all those great things that'll keep them there, but you're not having to interact as much, are you? You're spending your time and energy with those people that need a little bit more direction. Last message is the discipline pillar goals will be due shortly after the spring meeting as well. And I've had the great fortune to spend time with each of our discipline leaders in developing of their pillar goals, and all that kind of rolls up into our overall pillar goals. Now, through that process of either meeting or having some phone calls, there are some goals that are on one discipline sheet that need to be reflected on other pillar sheets. And the best way for you guys to think about doing that is once you get the overall pillar goals here this coming week, pull out your goals and see if there's anything within the overall company pillar goals that may not be in an area of your responsibility, that you didn't even know about because you hadn't had a chance to interact with the other disciplines that need to be added to your pillar goals as you complete your work. Of course, we'll also be wanting to add the customer service responses to not only the campuses but to all the other goals and how they impact and what have you. So lots of great information at Trilogy. As a hitting coach, we have everything that we need to have successful understanding of where we need to work, where we need to improve our swings, where we need to be better at watching pitches. You get the analogy. Baseball is a great, great team sport. Trilogy is a great, great team approach works best organization. Both are blessed with pretty black and white metrics that give us good advice on where we need to spend our time and energy. Looking forward to a fabulous spring meeting. Those of you all that are traveling from afar, we hope your bus rides are fun and safe, and if you're traveling in your car, you do that likewise. We'll see everybody on Tuesday night at the opening event. Should be a fabulous meeting, and then we'll gird ourselves and re-energize for 6 more months of continuous improvement. Thanks. See you soon.